Well, soon after that, by 1997, I wrote the first edition of this book, Qualitative Inquiry and Research Design. It's currently in its fourth edition, but we're rapidly finishing the edition for the fifth edition. I've added the co-author Cheryl Poth to this book, and she's out of the University of Alberta and a very good qualitative researcher. What I saw when I started working on this book about the mid-1990s was that qualitative research was not just one approach. There were several approaches to qualitative research. If you are familiar with the Guba and Lincoln 1985 naturalistic inquiry book, they really talked about doing case study research. But by the early 1990s, I was seeing separate books on grounded theory, on ethnography, on phenomenology, all coming out from major authors. I wanted to present the major approaches. You could call these modes of inquiry or designs in qualitative research. And I chose for this book narrative, phenomenology, grounded theory, ethnography, and case studies. I felt that those were the 5 approaches that were most often used by qualitative researchers. And I also had encouragement from Sage, my editor at Sage, to select those 5. Certainly, since that first publication in 1997, there are more qualitative approaches today that could be included. Participatory action research, discourse analysis are a couple that come to mind. But I've stayed with these 5 because I think they are really central to conducting qualitative research. I wrote this with the idea that this would not be an introductory book, more of an intermediate book. After a person learned the basics of qualitative research, then they would move on to these discipline-based analytic approaches such as narrative, phenomenology, grounded theory. But over time, people have started using this book as an introductory book. It has won the McGuffey Award, so I'm very proud of that distinction. So it's an award-winning book, and I would encourage people to think about doing qualitative research, not in a generic theme-based descriptive approach, which many people do, but to use a more analytic interpretive approach from the disciplines such as phenomenology, grounded theory, ethnography, and so forth.